Hello, I'm Mark,
And I'm Casey.
and today we're going to talk a little bit about Tesla used cars. But first, let's roll that title. Yeah, so today in the Tesla Express, we're going to talk about used cars. Now, of course, you know that Tesla does take trade ins. And of course, they pay very low amounts of money for those trade ins if you've ever tried to trade a car in with Tesla.
Especially if it's one of theirs.
Yeah, it's remarkably low. Obviously, you can do much better on your own, but a lot of people find that to be a hassle and don't want to do it. But
Or you have to
typically,
educate the buyer on electric cars. Like, I ain't got time for that. Here, Tesla, you deal with it.
Tesla has smaller locations. They don't hold a lot of inventory because, of course, they're ordering vehicles in and they're being delivered and they're out within days of arriving. And when you bring a vehicle in for trade-in, like say a Model 3 or an older Model Y, um, they may hold it there for some time, but typically they get shipped out to other dealerships, or of course they can be placed on the Tesla website as used inventory. And people that are looking for vehicles can use the Tesla app or the website to search for used vehicles around them or within a certain radius. But this story came out just this week in Kissimmee, Florida, which of course is the Orlando area of Florida. That's where Walt Disney World is located, where the Magic Mouse lives. There is a new center has just opened up, and this new center is going to be housing nothing but used Teslas. So it appears that there will be other locations shipping to a central point in Florida here, and they'll be going to this one location where the vehicles are going to be what they say is refurbished. So they'll be gone through a safety check, and they'll make sure that the brakes are fine, and that it could be sold as a certified vehicle. And if there's issues with maybe a seat repair or things of that nature, they'll be able to handle some of those cosmetics at this location. But what's exciting is that this will be completely a used Tesla lot, or as Casey had mentioned before we started, it's basically a Tesla CarMax is what this is, where you've got all these different locations shipping to a central location where they review the car, they make sure everything's good, they make sure the tire's fine, they make sure it's safetyable, and then they put them up for sale. Now, how are they going to handle this on the website? I guess they could keep the same thing as long as you're searching within a certain radius, whether it shows you that there's one in Jacksonville, Florida, or one that's in Miami, depending on how wide of a circumference you put on the search. Certainly, this Orlando location certainly could come up. But what I like about this is that you're going to have the expertise of reconditioning in a single location, and hopefully it becomes more than a single location, but at least this test case will be in Florida, will be a single location. And you'll have mechanics and people there that will be doing this day after day after day. So they'll get quite good at reconditioning these vehicles and having them up to spec for sale again. And those that live in the greater Florida area, they'll have a great resource for getting a used Tesla vehicle. What do you think about this, Casey? Does it make sense?
I think this will add some efficiencies for them and also expose some, or not really expose, but further concentrate some of the cracks they have. So, like if you look at their inventory search and you're looking at new cars, they only show one of everything. So if they've got a blue with white interior, long range, and regular size wheels, and they've got 6 of them, they'll only show you one until that last one is gone. Then they'll say they don't have any. I think their used car network works similarly, But what's cool about this center is you're not going to have them tripped up with customer complaints. They're not going to have to interface with any customers because you do a repair on a customer car, and I don't like the way you did it, or you left some handprints on my headliner, or and I'm not saying these aren't legitimate complaints, but they do slow the process down. And if your only customer is the new car delivery center or the sales side of that same facility, you're going to have a certain amount of you'll know what they expect. Like you'll know how to do the seat bolster repair because you see 3 of them every hour.
Yep.
And so on and so forth. And then, aside from the whole shipping situation, but even then, it might still work. You could actually still ship these used cars back for delivery elsewhere in the country, and I think that would actually work out well if these trucks go back empty. So now you can actually instead of deadheading, you can now bring back some used cars to somewhere else on your way back to wherever you park that truck when it's not in motion, which is pretty cool. And then, like you said, for folks who are local to the area, it'll be a perfect resource. They'll have all of these awesome cars come in constantly, and they'll be able to have their pick of them. And if it's successful, they might do some more of them.
Yeah, I wonder if they, if profit margins will be something that they can kind of tweak up, because if they do this in a larger scale, as you said, they're really good at doing these repairs in a timely manner. It costs them less to get them up to snuff and certified, ready to go. Maybe that would allow them to sell them at a price that a little bit higher margin than one that, we got to order something and it sits in the lot for 3 days, and then the part comes in, it's wrong. We got to get another part, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah.
And before you know it, a week and a half's gone by and no one's even looked at it to buy it.
Right.
So
while they still have customers beating down the door, I've been here for 3 hours now. I need to go home. It's a 2-hour drive because you guys don't have enough service centers near me, et cetera, et cetera. Versus this center won't be afraid to stock parts for 2017 Model 3s because they'll see some eventually.
yeah.
Whereas, the service center in Des Moines, I don't even know if they're allowed to work there, but somewhere out there in the Great Plains, they're not going to want to carry parts for my P100D Legacy because look at how many Model X's there are on the road as it is, and then try to find one of my unicorns. They'd rather have me come back in a week when the part has been delivered with the truck and then do the work.
Yeah.
But when you see at least a couple of them every month, you won't feel bad about keeping 2 or 3 of those parts on hand. And when you don't have the customer delay to worry about, you don't have you have a certain level of quality because they'll know what their center on the other side of the building wants, whereas they won't necessarily know what the shop down the street wants. Oh, the street probably, but the same sort of situation where after the car's been put on the back burner for like 3 weeks and they finally fix it up and put it in a truck to get it off of there. As we said, the lots are tiny. To go back to wherever they go, the next mechanic gets it and he's like, who did this crap? They got to do it all over again because they don't have that level of expectation and quality, or like, all right, now it's great, but now I got to wash it 3 more times or whatever. This will just make things so much easier for them on at least that side of the house. But I have a feeling the website is going to need some overhauling as well at this point. And
yes.
Nice
Certainly, only showing a blue one, even though you have 6 in stock, is not going to hold well for the used car market because, of course, there's other things that are going on with the cars, like mileages and different interiors and such. So
conditions,
yeah, absolutely. So I got to believe that they're going to have to show everything or nothing. So this
is a step up from what they used to do. Remember, on the new cars and the used cars, they would just show us a render. That's why my car looked like Old Man Tan and nobody ordered it. And then when they saw the champagne in person, they're like, hey, where can I get a Model S that looks like yours?
Yeah.
Or my Model X with the obsidian black metallic. It looked exactly the same as the free black. And they're like, well, why would I pay another $1,100 for black when I can't tell the difference?
Yeah, when black is already black. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. So this is going to be interesting. As I said, this just opened this past week in Central Florida, and it will be interesting to see if it is a success. We have recently seen Tesla, of course, with a number of different layoffs in all departments across the country, company. But there is, at least they're pushing forward with this test. It'll be interesting to see if it it's reported as a success, and certainly we're going to know that by them maybe open a second one in another metropolitan area, maybe the greater Atlanta area or Los Angeles, which is kind of surprising where this one didn't open in the first place.
Probably because they got so many customers they got to get through on the retail side.
Yeah. But there are a number of different metropolitan areas that sell a ton of Teslas that I think this would be a great resource for people in that area that are looking for that slightly used car with a discount because of its age or mileage. As we know with EVs, they have less parts to wear, therefore less problems in the future. So hopefully that means that the used car experience is even better for EV owners when they're purchasing a used EV. So that is something of interest. We will definitely be watching to see if there's any more news stories about this Central Florida location and how the program goes along. If you happen to be in Central Florida, please visit and maybe take a few photos. Let us know what you think. Put your information in the comments. We'd love to hear from people that are actually there and have seen the facility and how it operates. That would be fun to hear from someone direct.
I apologize for not going there. I was in town and I heard the rumors that there was something going on, something opened up, a Tesla store, Tesla dealer, whatever, and I dismissed it as, oh, this is probably something that's been going on, and they're just now hearing about it or whatever. And really, it would take me an extra 15 minutes while I had the extra day off to go and investigate this for you guys. The next time they tell me something new with Tesla happened in their area, I will listen to them.
You'll look a little bit closer next time. Yeah.
I've got one small trick. News people hate this. For Tesla to sell some new, more used cars for like next to no cost or labor. If you would sell your leased cars at the end of lease term to the people who have been driving them around, that might be an easy way to make your books look good and to keep the customers a little bit happier. Unfortunately, they won't be leasing a brand new one right away, but it'll also get the entirety of the other one off your books. Just saying. Especially now that you're doing robotaxis instead of, Model 3, we'll just remove the wheel or put a cover on it or whatever Elon said those times back in the past.
We'll just paint the steering wheel like the dash, and you won't even know it's there.
Yeah, there's gonna be a cap, and if you touch it, it won't do anything.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Of course, join us this coming Wednesday when the live show is back, and we'll have a full amount of weekly news to distribute. But thanks for joining us this evening, and stick with us, and together we'll find what's happening in the Tesla life.
Catch you on the flip side.